The standard is higher now, not because something changed around me, because I stopped shrinking. And when your energy changes, your environment has no obligation but to change. When you change the way you view yourself, when you change the clarity, when you change the desire, your environment has no choice but to elevate with your change. It is so powerful when you start to perceive yourself as what you are and you walk in that perception, that elevated perception, the authority perception, the I got the skills and I got the receipts to back it perception. Your environment will start to reflect the perception that you have on yourself overall. And there's four specific areas that my standards are higher now, and I'm not shying away from it. The first being myself. I am activating who Renee already is. I'm not auditioning. I am not doing tryouts. I am actively walking out the woman that I already know I am. I am not shrinking in a sense of being quiet anymore about my skills and my abilities. I'm not trying to make others feel comfortable or quiet myself down in the room so you can feel elevated. No, I am the elevation and I'm going to walk in that elevation and I'm going to own it. I've put in some time to create and craft specific skills and create specific results, and I'm going to be proud about those results and mindful about those results. I think there's power that comes into play when you are exactly who you say you are. But so oftentimes we'll let ourselves shrink. We'll shrink to make other people feel comfortable. We'll shrink to be quiet and sometimes not be called on out of fear, out of the requirement to actually prove what you know, show what you know. We'll shrink out of comfort. You know, if you start to step into a new space with your job or a position or coaching clients for the first time, sometimes you may be a little nervous and you may shrink yourself down to just be more relatable, be more light, be more received, and allow people to be more receptive of who you are. But growth doesn't happen in the shrinking. And when you shrink yourself, you're not actually operating as your true self. You're operating outside of who you are, and you're selling yourself short to the experience that you could actually be having. You're worth the elevation, and you have to walk like the authority figure that knows that. You got to walk like the woman that knows that. You got to own every bit of that. So I'm not auditioning for who I am. I already am her, and I'm showing up like her now more than ever, every single day. When you start to activate the person you even desire to be, and you start to embody that life, that thought, you talk like that person, you walk like that person, you dress like that person, you put yourselves in environments that that elevated person wants to experience, your subconscious, you're telling yourself, your subconscious, hey, we are already there. So it's no shock when it finally comes to pass, when it actually presents itself and knocks on your door, because you're already prepared for it. You've already been walking in that authority. You've already been walking in that energy. You've already been owning and embodying that lifestyle, that thought, that woman that does those things. So continue to do so, because a part of those decisions is exactly how you elevate your life. My standards are higher now in regards to my work. My skill set makes room for me, and I stopped blocking it. I'm not shying away from the fact that I've been in the game for 18 years. I've been leading teams, I've led operations, I've scaled, I've led multi-million dollar accounts and businesses. I am a woman that gets results, and I get better results when I love what I do. This is why I'm so excited about this new job position that I've accepted as a general manager with the nonprofit women's co-working space. I cannot wait to get in and just do what I do. I love community. I love connecting. I drive business. I drive operations. I drive systems. That's my bag. And I say all of that skillfully and humbly because I know God gave me the ability to do so. We all have that special we got that special thing, right? That allows us to show up and shine. My girlfriend and I today, when we went to coffee at this dope coffee shop here in DC, we were talking about gifts, how your gifts absolutely make room for you, how we all have a special gift. Her gift and her strength is hospitality. She naturally is a woman that knows how to make a space cozy, knows how to make you feel welcome, and just makes others that feel the same way. And I was sharing with her, one of my gifts is community and connection. And it's so apparent in the feedback that people share with me, the relationships and seeds I have from 10, 15 years ago, how I can call friends and there'll be a reference for me in 2 seconds. Like, what good seeds, are you planting for other people to experience? And how are you leading people well and leaving them better than you found them? I think those are all key components to being a very strong leader. And I'm speaking from that leadership point of view because that's been the majority of my career. And being in this transitional phase now of transitioning careers, I am not shying away from the results that I've been able to do and have and drive. And I'm so excited for the expansion that's to come. So toot your own horn, own your stuff. Own your bag. You have that skill set and that uniqueness for a reason. We have got to stop being shy about what we know we can do and who we are in doing it. My standards are higher now for my relationships. I bring intention to relationships. I bring integrity, and I require it back. And I'm not speaking from a love relationship. I'm speaking from relationships in general, relationships with friends, relationships with family members. All of that ties to the same intention and integrity that I offer. The bar is just high. I want relationships that feed me, that pour into me, that aren't just about taking, right? They're giving as well. We also had a conversation today about how relationships evolve over time, especially if you've had people in your life for the past 5, 10, 15 years. You are not who you were 15 years ago, okay? You may be a little bit nicer. And I told her transparently, I am definitely nicer than what I used to be. I grew to have a strong awareness of myself. I took feedback to heart of what friends and people shared with me. I had to understand, where did some of my past decisions, attitude, choices, behaviors, whatever, in my teens kind of come from. And doing the work, you cannot skip doing the work if you are a person that wants to grow. If you want your reality to change, if you want your life to change, if you want your character to change and your demeanor, you cannot skip the work. The work is deep. It's shadow work. It's messy. It's muddy. It's uncomfortable. But when you understand the root cause of why you make decisions, lash out or triggered or whatever by certain actions, and then you can take the root cause and apply it to the change that you want to be able to make and have control over the situation and control over yourself, you, my friend, are becoming a very healed, well-rounded person. And you step out of being a victim of life and you take control of your life. This is also why I love listening to activations because they just pour into me the experience of the embodied Renee, the Renee that's elevated, Renee that is traveling, the Renee that is living well and making money and doing what she loves, the Renee that gets paid to be exactly who she is. That's what I want. That's who I am. That's what I'm stepping into, and I'm not going to be shy about it. So you are the sum of the people you hang around, and if your environment doesn't create growth, growth isn't similarity either. You don't have to have a group full of the bunch of same type of people, but maybe there are certain values that are non-negotiables for you. Integrity is a non-negotiable for me, connection, love, like certain values in people that are non-negotiables for you to have around you. Then implement your non-negotiables, understand what they are, be honest about them, and then know what you need, know what your boundaries look like. Know how you want to be communicated to. How do you want to be celebrated? How do you want to be acknowledged? When life transitions and we transition with life, because we're constantly evolving, we're constantly changing. Sometimes those friends transition and pivot too. Or sometimes people can't keep up with the transition and change that you're making because they reminisce and love the old you so much, and they have not been doing the work and putting in time to change who they are. So sometimes some things do shift and change, or others may not fit the bill anymore. That's okay, but know what your standards are for relationships. And then lastly, my standard is higher now for my leadership. I realize that my voice holds weight, and I'm done speaking like it doesn't. I'm done, speaking from a place of less than, or like I don't know what I'm doing. No, I know a lot, and I know a lot that can change things, and I'm owning that. I'm owning being the authority in that space. And when I say authority not from this like harsh dictator type of space of like demand. No, I'm not that type of leader. You actually don't have to be that type of leader to get results and get change done. But I say authority from when you know something well, you have invested time into something, you've been able to see results from something, and you can turn around, teach it, educate, and show somebody else how to do the same thing. That makes you an authority. You may not be, directly leading teams, but maybe you're an authority in the, I don't know, fertility space. Maybe you are an authority in tech. Maybe you are an authority in doing hair a certain type of way. Maybe you know a silk press like don't nobody else do a silk press, and you understand hair. You understand the science of hair, and you can teach it back to us. You could tell us how to grow it, because maybe it's not about all these random hair oils everybody keep trying to sell you. Maybe it's something deeper. Maybe you're the authority of nutrition. You understand the basis of macros and micronutrients, and you know why these fat diets aren't working. Whatever your bag is your bag. And it's yours to own. It's yours to, don't play it down. Like, own the fact that you know it, and speak with it with the confidence, speak with it with love, speak with it with passion. I'm very passionate about creating other leaders because a few reasons. The one that comes up to my mind the quickest is my recent job transition, right? Some of you may be new here. If you're new here, I transitioned jobs very recently because I had accepted a temporary contractor role in between unemployment. I didn't want to be on unemployment anymore since my job transition originally happened. And I was like, okay, let me take this job. And it just was not a good fit. And leadership had a lot of opportunity, and it reminded me why I became the leader that I became. I lead like a partner. I don't ask people to do something that I wouldn't do. And I realized that I don't have to be mean or rude or demanding or nasty in order to get my point across. I can actually still show up as myself, the compassionate person that holds space for people, but clearly directs, hey, this is what needs to happen, and talks through things and understands the why behind things. I'm a leader that leads with curiosity. I don't have to change or become a traditional type of leader in order to get results. The untraditional method has actually allowed me to get much further and provided results from an untraditional approach. And that's what works for me. So whatever that looks like for you in your job position, you're a leader of something. So start owning that. Even if you are in maybe like a soul sucking job, which I talked about pretty often, and it's not the space that you want to stay in, you are still a leader. So work up that resume to reflect it, work up that skill set to reflect it. I talked recently about skill stacking and transferable skills from one industry to the next. You may be, what's an example? I don't know, you may be a hostess at a restaurant, honey. You're not just a hostess. You are, greeting and supporting X amount of guests per day in this experience. You contribute to that number and volume of the business that is happening. You convert people that come in, right? Some people may open the door and trying to decide if they even want to eat at your restaurant. They're looking at the menu because they've never been there before. And then you could be the difference of them converting and staying and spending $50, $60 on a meal versus them leaving and going somewhere else. You could be the difference of that experience. And you're the first face that people see. So don't downplay that. You're actually the most important piece to the puzzle, you know? So learn how to sauce up, I like to say, your skills so they transfer and they apply to what it is that you want to do, what transition you want to be making. Because at the end of the day, we exist to create a life that we desire. This is why you're here. This is why Renee in Session exists. Every day we have daily conversations helping you create the life you desire on purpose. You desire freedom. You want your paycheck. You want to get paid to be yourself. You want to make money in unconventional ways. You want to travel. You want 4-hour work weeks. I don't know, 4-day work weeks. Like whatever your thing is, you want to help a certain population of people. You want to be able to launch this nonprofit. You want to open up your beauty store. You know, you want to work a little less at the job so you can spend more time with your kids. Maybe you just want to frolic the world and like travel for 3 months and just get lost backpacking. Whatever your bag is your bag. I keep saying that, but I say all of that to simply say, this is why we're here. So if I can just leave seeds of encouragement for you, figure out what you can start to change, what you can start to be a leader of, and how your authority can show in your experiences that then can translate to something that's going to elevate you financially, because the standard is higher now. So the standard didn't just shift because life got easier. It shifted because I was intentional about the desire of the shift. And this quite literally feels like the beginning. And it's a beginning that feels very liberating for real. I'm thinking low-key of changing the name of the membership group to the Liberation Economy or the Liberated Economy. I'm going to change a few things with our membership, just a FYI, because we're just headed in a different direction. Money, career, pivots, relationships, mental health. Those are all factors that play into creating a life that you desire and a life that you deserve. And I want us to really hold space in the membership for these conversations. I want to be able to go a couple levels deeper with you guys with other videos and conversations that I want to be able to have that I maybe don't publicly just share here for everybody to be able to see. So if that's something that you're interested, click the link below to join the membership. I would absolutely love to have you. And if you're on this journey of liberation, tell me liberation in the comments. Tell me, where has your strength grown? What categories, what areas of your life are you stronger in now? What change has happened for you? Who are you stepping into? Let me know in the comments, because I read them. I read everyone and I respond to them as well. So I would love to have you a part of the family. Hit the like button, meet me in the comments, subscribe, and share it with a friend. I'm Renee. This is Renee in Session. And until the next video, friends, peace out. Sidebar. My best friend, she has this beautiful setup here. I have officially added fireplace to my future wish list. I forgot how much I love a fireplace. It's so cozy and relaxing. Literally nostalgic vibes right now. So, peace out.